Oasis Audio presents The Thin Man by Charles Tranberg, read for you by Holly Palance. Forward. Why are the Thin Man films as fresh and alive today as they were more than 60 years ago when the final sequel was released? Yes, they had the MGM gloss, and unlike most movie series such as Blondie, Crime Doctor, Boston Blackie, etc., they did not have B-picture budgets and were not designed to be fillers, playing second fiddle to another film on the bill. Of course, the scripts were hugely entertaining and written by superb writers like Francis Goodrich, Albert Hackett, and Robert Riskin, not to mention being based on a Dashiell Hammett story and characters. They had fast-paced direction, especially the first four, which were helmed by one-take Woody Van Dyke. I should say fast-paced, but not careless. All of this naturally adds to why these films are still fresh, but I believe, and I think most people would agree with me, that the primary reason as to why the Thin Man series continues to be highly popular with people today is because of the chemistry between the two leads, the brilliant William Powell and Myrna Loy. By the time Bill Powell and Myrna Loy were selected to play Dashiell Hammett's witty and slightly tipsy protagonists, Nick and Nora Charles, they had already appeared in one picture together, Woody Van Dyke's Manhattan Melodrama. Manhattan Melodrama was more or less a Gable picture. Clark Gable was Metro's hottest male star and was top billed. William Powell was on loan out to Metro from Warner Brothers, where he was demanding and getting a huge weekly salary. But the studio executives were unsure of his commercial viability in recent years and wondered if he was still worth the investment. Myrna Loy had been in pictures, like Powell, since the silent days, but had often been cast as villainous, exotic types. However, thanks to Woody Van Dyke and a picture he directed called Penthouse, Loy was on the rise at the studio. Manhattan Melodrama may have been a Gable picture, but from the time Myrna Loy falls into Bill Powell's arms as she is getting into a taxicab, they completely seduce the audience in a 5-minute scene of effortless charm, wisecracks, and repartee. Van Dyke knew it then. A new screen team was born. Lucky he had the perfect story, too. The screen adaptation of Hammett's popular new novel, The Thin Man. MGM had Loy under contract, and Warner Brothers showed no reluctance to allow Powell a second loan-out at the Culver City lot. They were making money on his loan-out, so why not? The film of The Thin Man was shot in 14 days. Van Dyke loved to print the first take because he felt that the actors were at their freshest then, and he did offbeat things too, like telling his actors that they would rehearse a scene and then motioning to his camera operator to give the sign to roll it. And rather than rehearsing a scene as the actors believed, Van Dyke was shooting the scene. The result is that the film does have an extemporaneous look, feel, and pace to it, and still very professionally done. Van Dyke hasn't received his due as a director, despite some very impressive films on his resume. But moviegoers worldwide owe him a great debt of gratitude in his foresight in bringing together William Powell and Myrna Loy. For Van Dyke saw the sense of fun they invested into their characters, and through them, a truly new cinematic experience was created, a married couple who truly demonstrated their love for one another, sometimes in unorthodox ways, but always with affection and a large dose of humor. There can be no doubt, too, that despite their twin beds, that these two connected in more than one way. Nora, the heiress with the adventurous streak, and Nick, the ex-detective, who was now content to sit back and enjoy her money, could go back and forth with barbs which kept them both on their toes. Nora: You know, that sounds like an interesting case. Why don't you take it? Nick: I haven't the time. I'm much too busy seeing that you don't lose any of the money I married you for. One of the reasons for this untouchable chemistry between these two polished actors is that they liked and respected each other as people. Here is Loy on Powell. Two of the most important things about Bill Powell are his
Sample complete. Ready to continue?